Alright, hey you guys, it is TsubakiSwagg and I'm coming to you with my review of Shingeki no Kyojin, Attack on Titan, Chapter 70, The Dream I Saw That Day. And this chapter was so freaking intense. Like, it's been pretty intense for like the past 20 plus chapters. Well, all of Attack on Titan is pretty intense. There really isn't a dull moment in Attack on Titan, not for the most part, and this chapter is not an exception to that rule. So, of course, like it picks up where last chapter left off at. Historia, or Krista, has become the new queen of the walls. She is, well, because she helped kill her father, which was a Titan that was lumbering towards the wall, she has become, or been pronounced as a new queen, but she's really not doing queenly things. She made a orphanage for the poor and downtrodden kids and people within the cities, and she brought them all together, and now they finally look like they're happy, which is freaking awesome. Historia has gained some cool points for that one because she has helped the people that nobody else wanted to help with the money and the resources from the bad people that lived within the wall. So Historia gets kudos for that one. So, and did anybody else notice the creeper face that Mikasa made when she saw Eren talking to Historia? It was just like, there is a fine line between love and stalking. Fine line, and I think Mikasa is slowly creeping over that line. It's almost as bad as like when she saw Annie and Eren fighting and she literally looked like she wanted to rip Annie's head off, which I still think is funny. That episode and chapter was hilarious. Like, Mikasa looked like she wanted to murder Annie, and then murder Eren too for going along with it, but that's neither here nor there. So Eren has finally come to the conclusion that he is going to have to kill Bertold and Reiner, which are the Armored Titan and the Colossal Titan. He has finally come to the realization that he is going to have to kill them because they're not going to surrender themselves, and they're going to continue to attack the walls. So he's going to have to do something about that. And Historia was pretty much like, how do you feel about like that? Do you really want to kill them? Blah blah blah. And he was like, I have to do it. So Mikasa is such a creeper. So all the bad people that have been doing bad things while her father was reigning as king have been put in prison, and they're no longer, like, they pretty much got their titles stripped from them and broken up. So they are no longer an issue. And then there's also Hanji has created this weapon of mass destruction that pretty much smushes Titans. It's a Titan smusher. That's the best way that I can describe it. It's a Titan smusher. And literally all it is a big log that breaks a Titan's neck at their nape, which is pretty much what they do when they cut their throats at their nape. So it's a win-win situation because they can kill Titans without dying, like they have been doing for years, literally years. So I mean, that's freaking awesome. That is an awesome tool, and it's also helping with like sealing up the wall, because once the Titan dies, it like, well, some of them mush, but then it looks like some of them are hardening. I really can't tell because the picture isn't very clear, but it looks like the Titan that they killed with the log hardened in the crack. So I don't know, I could be wrong, and then again, it might have just mushed up. It's a possibility. But can anybody else explain to me why? I understand that like in the military, men and women are addressed, like superiors are addressed as sir, but I understand that Hanji is Eren's superior, but why did he call her Mr. Hanji? That's still throwing me off. Maybe Hanji is like wants to be a guy, kind of like Mutsuki in Tokyo Ghoul Re, but still don't understand why he called her Mr. Hanji, because Hanji is by description a girl. Maybe it's like Ymir. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm done with that one. So yeah, Mr. Hanji created this weapon of mass destruction, and they are going to put it on the other walls to seal up the walls. And Eren has been working nonstop trying to figure out how to harden his body, and he's actually done a tremendous amount of progress. So he is learning more and more how to harden himself, and maybe one day, maybe now he'll be able to seal Wall Maria, so then they can go to his house and figure out what is in that basement that his dad left for him, which is why he wears his key around his neck and blah blah blah. So this chapter was pretty intense, and we see like Levi and Erwin are talking to the leaders of the walls, and pretty much they have this case that had the vial that Krista was supposed to inject into herself to be able to eat Eren and gain the knowledge or the memories of the first king. And they can't study it because as soon as it hits the air, it evaporates, which makes sense. I mean, I suppose. I mean, it can't be that easy. So as soon as it hits the air, it evaporates, and they don't know what to do with it, so they gave it to Levi. Because at first they were going to give it to Erwin because Erwin is the captain of the Survey Corps and he is their leader, but he's wounded, like he's missing an arm. So he was like, there's really not a whole lot that I can do to protect it if I needed to, so I'm going to pass it down to Levi. So Levi has it now, and he is going to have to decide what to do with it when the time comes. So, I mean, Levi, he is pretty... He's extremely smart, actually, so I know that he'll know what to do when the time comes. But other than that, it's pretty much like them sitting around talking about like the new people that have come and how they're so happy and joyful that this new machine has been made so they don't have to go out and kill people, while all of them, like Eren and Connie and Mikasa and Historia and everybody, Jean, have gone through losing so many friends and people and seeing so many people die by the hands of Titans that the other people are so freaking happy that they don't have to go out there. They don't really understand what they went through before they got to this point where they can actually have a machine that kills Titans without them having to risk their lives to do so. And when they tried to explain this, people started getting offended and shit, so they'll be okay. So, and then it looks like there's a possibility that Titans are actually humans, which I think I said a very long time ago. I was like, there's a possibility. I feel like Titans are actually humans that were turned into Titans, and then they said it in this chapter. It's pretty much like they think that they're humans and they were turned into Titans, and now like them being in Titan form is pretty much like living out a nightmare because they're going around eating people and all that disgusting stuff. So it is a strong possibility that Titans are used to be humans, which would explain why Connie's mom was turned into a Titan. So, and then also the commander is the man that was seen, that Eren remembers seeing with his dad. So he's gonna have to go talk to the commander or the instructor, whatever his name is. I can't remember. Keith. So this chapter was freaking awesome. Really just was not prepared. And then also finally get to see who is inside of that huge Sasquatch Titan. I don't know who it is, and I feel like I probably should, but I don't. But we finally get to see his face, and the fact that he is so articulate and intellectual and he's able to carry out this full-blown conversation, and as he like leaves the Titan's body, he's able to still keep talking like he just stepped out the house. Like he just stepped out of a house, not an actual like being. So he is so fucking badass. Like I want to find out who this dude is. His glasses remind me of Eren's dad, but I know it's not Eren's dad. Or it could, I don't know. Maybe it's a possibility. I don't think so. But Eren ate his dad, so that doesn't. I don't know. This chapter was awesome. I'm so looking forward to next. Well, chapter's not coming out next month. It's gonna come out in August, which makes me kind of sad because I caught up to it again just to review it, to have to wait 2 months. This whatever. This chapter was still fucking awesome. I'm so happy I read it. So yeah. So as always, I would love to hear how you guys felt about this chapter. How do you feel about the way things turn out? Who do you think is this man that was inside of the Sasquatch Titan? What do you think the instructor has to do with Aaron's father and just everything? So yeah, so as always, please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps out a whole lot. And this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.